Hi, I'm Chris, and we're taking a look at this year's PSAT. We're on question 37 in section 4. This is a math question, and if you're following along in your test booklet, you can see this graph. I reproduced a mini version of it up here in the corner. It's probably not perfectly straight lines and labeled identically the way that yours is, so your test booklet probably has a more accurate depiction of this, but this is enough for us to at least get the basic values that we need to answer the question for our board work here. So, this question tells us that we have plants, and the graph represents the height of the plant in the corresponding months. In June it was 4, July 6, August 9. They tell us in the question, and it is a relatively long word problem, so we want to make sure we're able to pick out the key parts that we need. They tell us in there that the plant grows by the same percent each month. So even though the actual numerical values will be different, 4 to 6 is not the same difference as 6 to 9, but percentage-wise it is. If you increase from 4 to 6, that's the same percent increase as if you increase from 6 to 9. And they want to know what's the height of the plant in September. So if we continue to increase by that same percent value, then we can use that to calculate the height in September. But first we have to figure out what that percentage is. So let's try it out here. For percent change, there's an equation that we need to know. This will show up on your PSAT and SAT, and percent change is equal to the actual change over the original amount and then to convert it into a percent, you're multiplying times 100. So if you don't already know this equation, write it down, make a flashcard of it. This is something you need to know come test day. Percent change equals actual change over original amount times 100. So let's see if we could figure out what that percent change is here from month to month. Well, we'll start with from June to July. And it doesn't matter if you pick June to July or July to August. Since they tell you the percent change is going to be the same every month, then it should come out to be the same value. So here from June to July, what was the actual change? How much did it change if it went from a height of 4 to a height of 6? So the change was 2. The actual change was 2. The original amount, and this is what's key, a lot of students take that number 2 and they put it over the new amount, which is 6, but the original amount, it started at 4. So we're doing 2 over 4 times 100. And when you go ahead and do the math on that, 1/2 times 100 would give you 50. So the percent change here, we're talking about 50% change. That's how much it goes up from June to July, that's how much it goes up from July to August, and that's how much it goes up from August to September. So now we know the percentage. Now, we're going to apply this same formula, but to figure out the height in September, we need to figure out, okay, well, how much am I adding on to the height in August? What is 50% of 9? So that's a little bit more straightforward of a percent calculation. Rather than writing out a long equation for that, when you're finding percent of a number, you're going to plug in the decimal form of it. 50% is represented as 0.50 times 9. And when you multiply that out, it will give you 4.5. That's not your final answer, though. That's the percent increase. So you need to add that on to the height in August. In August it was 9 plus the 4.5. That will give you 13.5 for the height of the plant by the end of September. So number one takeaway message on that, make sure you know this percent change formula and your regular percent formula as well. Percent over 100 equals is over of. That's really what you're using here. But this is probably the most challenging formula in dealing with percents. And if you don't already know it, go ahead and make a flashcard and make sure you get that memorized by the time SATs roll around a little bit later this year. For more, please feel free to watch our other videos, and thanks for watching.